What's going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. Today's the day we are going and taking our first reef tank tour. Let's go. Okay, so pretty cool tank. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. The purpose of this is going to see other people's tanks, how they're growing coral, keeping fish, what they're dosing, because the only tanks you see on social media, if you're on social media, but there's tons of reefers out there, they're not on social media, and like, we need to spotlight some of these amazing tanks. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully we can learn something, and let's go have a good time. What's going on, guys? Today we are here with Marcus. He kindly let us come into his home and check out his reef tank. All right, Marcus, let's get to know the reef keeper. What got you into the hobby?
So, I mean, I've always been kind of interested in fish tanks. I had a couple freshwater tanks when I was a kid, and then when I was in college, I had my first reef tank. Started out with a 40-gallon breeder. 2 or 3 months later, upgraded to a 75-gallon. 2 or 3 months later, upgraded to a 110. But then due to graduating college and having to move, I kind of got out of the hobby for a couple years. Had to sell off the tank because I didn't. Moving a tank is not the easiest task.
Yeah, that's what people usually do.
Especially where I don't know where I'm going to live and everything. I think it was for the best. But then during COVID, kind of the bug bit me again. Had a lot of free time on my hands. So I learned from last time. I knew I wanted a big tank to start out with. So I got this. This is a Marineland 210. And it's been set up since I think August of 2020.
It's about 5 years.
Yeah, about 5 years.
Well, it's about 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years. This tank looks super mature, super mature. What inspired you to get into the hobby initially?
I mean, just I've always kind of been fascinated with ocean life and creatures. Love the beach. I don't know, just give me a little slice of the ocean here in Opelika.
All right, so going on 5 years, and this tank looks about like it's been set up for 10 years. Was it like successful, like right from the start?
I mean, every frag in here, I mean, every coral in here, I mean, started out as a frag. So, I mean, whenever you start with everything small, I mean, of course you want immediate growth. And I mean, I think I was trying to tweak too much stuff and just trying to make results happen. And I mean, I've definitely had my setbacks along the way. I mean, I increased the salinity, I think, to 1.029 one time by accident.
You had your fair share of ups and downs.
Yes. So I mean, I would say it's not always successful, but I mean, it hadn't been a total failure either. I mean, it's like everything. I mean, it has its ups and downs. But I mean, I'm happy with the growth and everything now. I mean, every coral I get doesn't do well, but I would say a majority of the ones I try do well.
At what point in time did you think like the tank finally stabilized in the 5 years?
So I mean, I would say definitely things really started to hit their stride around the 1 year to 1.5 year mark.
Kind of where I'm at, so I'm hoping I'll get this kind of growth now. So what are you dosing currently?
So I mean, for alkalinity and calcium, I mean, DIY 2-part. I use the BRS calcium chloride, and then Randy Farley's alkalinity recipe. I dose reef trace to the tank directly, and then I'll add some trace elements to my water change, my automatic water changer.
And so you do a automatic water change?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't manually. I think I've done one manual water change on this since the tank's been set up. I wanted something that would be easier and maintenance free. So I mean, from the get go, I set up a auto water changer. There's a 50-gallon brute trash can in my laundry room that changes out, I think, 1.5 gallons a day. I think it equates to 7 to 10% water change on a monthly basis.
It's one thing I want to try to do, because water changes. You think it's important doing the water changes and getting your trace elements through there?
I mean, yeah. I mean, water changing is I mean, effective way to do it. I mean, I'd definitely on the kind of the lower percentage of doing it.
Anything specific you're feeding your fish and coral?
So I mean, the fish mainly just prepackaged mysis shrimp. I do make my own frozen food. Go to the seafood market and get a random assortment of shrimp, fish, octopus, squid, all kind of stuff. Run it through a grinder and freeze it up, and I'll kind of feed that alongside with the mysis, and then of course nori.
I never did that. I want to try that. Any like crazy amount like phos? I guess it's the same thing, right? What they do when you buy fish food, it's kind of like the same deal.
I figure it's the same thing. I mean, there's some kind of ingredient you have to look out for that will raise your phosphate pretty high. But I mean, I just go to a clean seafood market and try to get stuff that looks fresh and doesn't have a lot of additives.
Anything special you feed the corals?
No, I mean, they just feed the fish poop, and
keep it natural.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you started this tank, did you start off with live rock or dry rock?
So when I started, it was 100% dry rock. And I mean, if I had to do it over again, I'd definitely add some live rock, 10-20% maybe. Just, I mean, I think the bacteria benefit, the microfauna benefit. I mean, I think you just gain a lot of time back, starting with live rock from the beginning.
Kind of speeds up the process.
Yeah, speeds up the process. I mean, there's some risk associated with getting hitchhikers and whatnot, but I mean, I think
what do they call it, bobbit worms?
Yeah, the bobbit worms are
the snake-like creatures that can hide in your tank for years. But overall, I mean, did you end up putting any live rock afterwards or not?
Yes, I mean, I'd buy pieces of rubble or smaller pieces that I put in the sump, or some matrix or some kind of biomedia from established tanks to try to speed up the process. Nice. But I mean, that was probably 6-7 months down the road.
Yeah, this tank is definitely hit its stability. So you got some, oh, look at that, look back there, guys, some pulsing zinnias. They're all in the tanks. All right, let's take a look at what's lighting up this reef. Okay, I see some metal halides. And now everyone's gonna think, oh yeah, he has great success because he has metal halides, but what's the story here?
So whenever I first set up the tank, I had five of the NUPSI LEDs, and that was all I pretty much lit it with. I mean, like I said before, I mean, I wanted things to grow quicker, faster, and everything in the beginning. You don't have a lot of patience in the beginning, so I experimented with some other stuff. I added some T5 hybrid. And I mean, that was probably around the one to 1.5 year mark.
So it's hard to tell if growth was.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if that was correlated to that or if just the tank finally started to stabilize. I mean, a lot of the old school SPS keepers swear by the halides, so I've always wanted to kind of give them a shot. And I mean, it's hard to come by them now because I mean, it's kind of like dying technology. I mean,
power consumption, heat.
Yeah, heat.
But from the T5s to after you put the metal halides, yeah. Did you see like a crazy growth, or?
No, I mean, I would say the growth kind of continued, kind of similar to how it was. I mean, it's not like I don't think halides are a magic answer. I mean, I think they're proven. I mean, halides are proven too. So are LEDs. I mean, it's.
I guess preference and.
Yeah.
What about color? Do you think you got better color?
I mean, the halides definitely produce a whiter light. So I mean, I think that comes down to kind of personal preference. As far as coral color, I can't really.
I mean, you got really great color, better than what I got going on, and you barely have any LEDs. You got the 2 bars and then the 2 right here, but most of them are.
Yeah, I mean, definitely mostly driven by the. I mean, they're getting most of their par from the Halides for sure.
You probably go through a lot of top off. How many
Oh, yeah.
gallons with all this heat? You got 3 fans running here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how much it is because I mean, my top off's fed directly from my RODI.
Okay, so another automation.
Yes.
Nice.
Never have to refill my auto top off.
Because what do we got going down in the sump here?
So this is my dirty old sump. I mean, cables, cords, lines everywhere. But I mean, it does its job.
What skimmer is that?
So that's the Reef Octopus Regal 250. I mean, very happy with it. And another tidbit about it is, I mean, it pulls fresh air from outside. So instead of having to constantly have CO2 scrubber and worry about changing the media, it just always pulls fresh air from outside, which drives my pH up.
What are we at right now? Around?
Probably right now, middle of the day, 8.4. I mean, it'll dip down 8.1, maybe 8 at night, but
that's still solid. That's really good, actually.
yeah. I mean, I think, I mean, a lot of the expert reefers say don't chase pH. And
what do you think?
I wouldn't necessarily don't chase it too much, but I mean, if there's some easy things you can do to increase it, for sure go for it. I mean, I think the science behind pH is good for coral growth. Which, I mean, that's another reason why I haven't gone to a calcium reactor, just because it lowers your pH.
And then you're battling with that, then to
yeah. So I mean, it's trade-offs. I mean, calcium reactor is definitely easier to maintain than the 2-part, but I mean, I got 4 gallons of 2-part down there. I only got to refill it maybe once a month or so.
Okay. And then here I see you got a refugium.
Yeah, so I mean, it's got some Kato down there, and then I mean green hair algae. You got some more live rock down there, and then some Sea-Chem reef matrix and other kind of.
What kind of fuge light is that?
I think just a cheap Amazon grow light. Red light for, I think.
So not like a $400 refuge light, maybe
No,
$20.
no.
Okay, I got you.
And then return pumps. I think I got 1 Higer and 1 Jabal. So I mean, not.
You didn't change any of those out in the last 5 years.
No, I mean those are original. I do try to change out my heaters occasionally, because I think that's one of the biggest failure points in reefing.
Oh shoot, those metal highlights should keep this water
Yeah,
nice and toasty.
So I mean, whenever I had LEDs, I think I had 3 300-watt heaters. I think
Okay.
I removed one whenever I upgraded, or maybe not upgrade, transition to Halides.
Gotcha.
However you look at it. But yeah, the heater don't really come on too much.
Okay. All right, Marcus. So life happens, people get busy, people have these big tanks, and then they get unmotivated. And then let the tank go, and then pretty much all your success starts going down the drain. What do you do to keep your head in the game?
So I mean, I think it's easy to stay motivated when early on in the tank. I mean, you're learning stuff, you're doing stuff, but I mean, once the tank stabilizes and kind of gets on autopilot mode,
Yeah.
I would say it's definitely a struggle then. Something that I did to kind of help keep me motivated was join Battle Coral's grow out competition. So I joined the blood bank competition 2 years ago. That's kind of right when my tank started stabilizing, starting to get some good SPS growth. Really wanted to compare my growth to other reefers.
Okay, and how'd you do?
Came in first place.
Okay.
So I mean,
What was the grand prize?
grand prize was a $1,000 gift card battle box.
Buy more
from
corals.
Battle Corals, yes.
Battle
more corals to grow out.
Okay.
And then I joined another one, and then I actually just received a frag yesterday of Champions Grow Out.
And this is the one you're currently in?
Yeah, so currently in, just started.
Let's take a look.
I guess for me yesterday. So I mean, anybody that's placed in the top 3 of any of the past battle coral grow outs was invited to join the grow out. And then it's actually an unnamed coral, so the winner of the competition gets to name it and have the naming rights and the tournament of champions and all that goes along with it.
Okay, so when you do win this, Marcus here is going to name this coral after what the Reef channel. Okay, so you're just getting into competition, try to keep keep it going. Like,
I mean, I'm a competitive person, I guess. So, I mean, just the competition keeps the drive there and helps me test the water when I don't want to.
Right. All right, guys, that is it for the video. Appreciate Marcus for having us and giving us a tank tour. But before we go, if you were to give just one piece of advice to a new reefer or even a seasoned reefer, what would it be?
Patience. I mean, nothing quick happens, or nothing good happens fast in a reef tank. I wish I would have followed my advice earlier on. I mean, I think it's kind of easy to lose patience, but I mean, I think you'll have a lot more success if you're patient with your reef tank.
You heard it here, guys. See, we all hear it, but we don't want to hear it, and we end up messing everything up. But anyways, all right, guys, that is it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys learned something, and I will catch you guys on the next round.